Hey everyone, it is Josh with the Hisson Group. This week, because of the whole quarantine thing, we decided to do something a little bit different. Now, I'm not the only one that's kind of quarantined at home or staying at home. There's other people out there that are doing that, and there's one that a lot of you guys probably know, Andy The Kenworth Guy. Well, he and I decided, you know what, let's talk about one of our favorite things, which would be, obviously, Kenworth trucks. Pretty sure it's one of yours. That's why you're here listening to me, right? So he and I sat down and talked via Skype, and we talked about where we see things going, some of our favorite things, and just pretty good conversations. Now, don't think that you're just going to get away with watching my video or just watching his video. What we actually did is we came up with 6 questions. 2 of them we put on both of our videos. There's 2 others that are only on mine, and there's 2 others that are on his. So do me a favor. Make sure that you check his stuff out too. If you're not subscribed to him, he's always got some very cool trucks, some great content. Go look at his stuff. I'll make sure his link is in there below. But I'm going to roll the theme. Let's get into it. I'm even okay with saying, hey, look, we shot the breeze for 15 minutes before we even started this. Because neither one of us ever likes to talk.
Yeah, of course not. No. Maybe what we do is we just start. I'll start my video where I'll just time lapse the first 15 minutes of the call here, and then let's get into it.
Right. People are like, oh, he's talking normally.
For sure. Well, let's get started.
Yeah. So differences between, when you guys have dump trucks up there.
Yeah.
What's the typical bed size for? What can you run with that?
So here's what I do. It's interesting because I cover a bigger territory spanning 2 provinces. So my territory is a chunk of Manitoba and a chunk of northwestern Ontario. So, and the laws basically change at the border. So in northwestern Ontario, I will build PACCAR engine, 450 plus horsepower, 500 horsepower, 20,000 front, a 20,000 pound steerable lift axle, and a 46,000 pound tail end on anywhere from a 19 to a 21 foot box. The boxes are typically heated. There's a flapper valve that the bodybuilder will install in the exhaust to heat the box, and that's pretty common out in Ontario. Now in Manitoba, lift axles are illegal. We cannot have lift axles on our highway. They do not allow them here. So the thing in Ontario, it's build it big, build it heavy so it can handle a big load. In Manitoba, it's let's build our dump trucks as light as we can so that we can maximize the payload, right? So what we'll do is we'll build a 15 or a 16 foot box on a T370. And like I've said in my other videos, the T370 is kind of near and dear to my heart because that's where I got my start building. 15 years ago, I was a medium duty sales guy. So we are now offering the 16K front with the 385 wide tires and 40,000 pound rears with a 14 or 15 foot up to 16 foot box, and that kind of works. And they don't do heated boxes in Manitoba. Why, I don't know why, but it's just like an Ontario thing. But that's just kind of the 2 different dump boxes that I'll build. And actually, I sold a stock truck yesterday, a 15-foot gravel box going onto a stock T370 that I have, 350 PACCAR PX9, 3000 Allison, 6-speed automatic, Hendrickson air ride, and So, how about you?
So,
go ahead.
I was going to say, how much can you guys haul in each one of those trucks? So Ontario and Manitoba.
Legally, so 16 on the steer is what they can do in Manitoba, and on the drives, you're allowed 37,500 pounds. So do the math, it's like 56,000 pounds or something like that, less the weight of the truck. So that's where building a medium duty, a T370, where you can get the truck down to 13,000 pounds plus 5,000 roughly for the box. Your chassis weight is around 18. Your payload would be like 25 roughly, just talking without really doing the math. And then in Ontario, you can go 20, 20, and 46. So you can haul, like you can load it right up to the nuts.
It's funny because for us, what we'll typically do is we'll do like a 21-foot box because we've got to do long wheelbase for bridge law.
Right, all the axles, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, and what's funny is like we'll have guys that can run like 70,000 pounds, but they'll have a 20,000 pound front axle. They'll have three 13,000 pound pushers, and then they got a 46 out back. Well, you add them all up, and you've got, I mean, I carry the 6, whatever. You've got a ton of weight. But like until it hits that 27, 28 foot wheelbase mark in terms of front axle to back axle, not the tandem. So you add the 27 inches from spec wheelbase, etc.
Yeah.
I mean, they're under 70,000 pounds. So our goal usually is to try and keep the truck under 30. And then that way, if we get that 27, 28 foot mark, we can get 20 tons on it or 40,000 pounds on it. But like I said, we're running 6 pusher axles. And
that's crazy.
It's to me, and I mean, you've been to Michigan before and you see what those guys run. I mean,
that's right.
It looks like a Caterpillar.
Yeah, it's like, holy smokes, we're counting all the axles on these trailers. It's like, oh my goodness, this is nuts.
It's interesting, though, that Manitoba can't run pushers.
No, you have to chain them up. Like you have to chain up the axle. Like they want to, like in Manitoba with that, they don't want you to be able to have the weight that if the pusher was down on the truck and then have the option to lift it up and then overload the axles that are on there. Manitoba is just way behind the 8-ball in that regard. Like they should have pushers, but whatever, we don't. So we're on gumbo here. Like it's just like this mash clay earth. So our roads heave and our roads get demolished every spring. Like this time of year, it's pothole city. Like it's crazy. So I think that's a big part of the reasoning for doing that. But they also don't build the roads like they do, say, in North Dakota, which is basically right beside us, where they have gumbo as well. But the concrete is probably like that thick, where we're putting like maybe that much, you know. So, anyways, it's just how we build our roads. But so, what about? I'm just curious for you. What are some of the industries that you would sell into, or like your dealer group? Like, what's your main sectors that you kind of go after?
So it became interesting for me when I took over the marketing for the 4 dealers instead of just the 1, because when we were serving the Cleveland-Akron area as Kenworth or Richfield, it was primarily over-the-road guys and dump trucks. Those were just the 2 things that we served. I mean, and that was pretty much it. Columbus, Canton, they have a tendency to serve a lot more of that oil and gas industry also. Now, it's not oil and gas like I'm assuming probably what it could be up by you or in the Dakotas or Texas or anything like that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of the like shale type stuff around here.
Okay.
There's a few big companies that have stuff around here that, we serve a lot of those also. So it's kind of nice because it lets us have our hands if just general freight is down. We've got other areas that are typically doing a little bit better. So it's diverse, makes it so we've got to learn a lot.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can't put all your eggs in one basket.
No, so I remember seeing the logging truck video that you did. So I know that's one, right?
So yeah, for us and for me specifically, kind of some of the markets that I go after, and where we're serving guys, like in Northwestern Ontario, it's primarily logging, but in that area and in any town, there's essential services. There's sewer and water. There's government. There's lumber yards. There's bread delivery, like all that kind of stuff. So but our main push definitely, like with Winnipeg being kind of in the center of Canada and basically at a major interstate, coming down Highway 75 into the U.S., like that is a major hub right straight through to Texas. So it's kind of in the center of North America. We're a huge transportation hub, Trucks are going east to west, and they're coming up from the south all the time, and they're kind of diverting across Canada from there. So that's a big part of our business, and the ag sector is huge as well. So like a lot of farming, and all the spin-off from that, hauling grain, hauling potatoes, hauling, you name it. Like there's a huge McCain plant that supplies, and McCain Foods and Simplot, they supply French fries to McDonald's, and all sorts of different fast food chains. So we're primarily transportation, agriculture. Logging is more in Ontario, and then you kind of have to diversify into a lot of the specialty stuff, that every city would have, vac trucks and all that kind of stuff,
It's interesting to see how there is that core. And I mean, it sounds similar to like what we have. There's a core, but obviously it's still every single type of truck you can think of. If it goes down the road, we're going to have something to deal with it.
Yeah, for sure. What's some of the next big tech for the industries that I'm just curious what your thoughts are on new things coming out, like electric trucks, autonomous trucks, all that. So what's your take on it?
I think I'm going to make a statement that's probably not going to make many friends. But I do think electric's coming. And I know a lot of guys aren't going to want to hear that, and I'm okay with it. But I do think it's coming, and it's that to me is, I think, going to be the biggest advancement. Now, I know that I did the video with Bendix a while back talking about their Wingman Fusion and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so everyone was like, oh, autonomous trucks are coming. They're going to, and he's like, look, he goes, we've got some great technology here, but this is still so far off before this is ready for big time. He's like, it's a long way down the road. So to me, the next big things that I see are, like I said, the electric powertrains, the stuff like that. I mean, and when you look, I know so many people think that there's just not the viability in it. But when you look at it, first off, I mean, it's only hauling around my 190-pound butt, but I've got a skateboard that's electric. That'll do 20 miles an hour. When you look at, I mean, there's a reason why railroad trains, those engines, I mean, it's diesel power, but it's electric actually putting the power to the ground. So to me, I think that's one of the big things that's going to show up, and I think it's going to be cool. It's going to, I'm trying to think of the right way to put it. I'm still going to miss some of the heyday stuff. I'm going to miss some of the black smoke and all the other stuff. But in the same sense, when I hear this brrr, and like, what is this electric noise coming? I think it's going to have its own kind of cool to it. What do you see rolling down the pipe?
Well, I haven't really done a ton of research on it. I kind of sell what I have, and I try and study what I have to sell. I try and be informed about what's coming down the road, but I think that my opinion on things is that there's certain things that are going to flourish with electric. More city centers, stuff like that, are probably going to be, city P&D are going to be more fully electric, where they're home every night. But I don't really see the line haul industry, especially in Canada. Like, we have winter roads up here, so like winter road season is over now, but where the road is not there until the ice is in. And when these trucks are going down the road and they're battery powered in minus 35 Celsius, minus 40 Fahrenheit, how good are these batteries going to hold up? Like, that's that's the thing. So a lot of these guys, I don't think have the faith in that product. So I think that there might be like a hybrid electric diesel kind of combination, and Kenworth and Toyota are working on that hydrogen thing too. So there's new technologies that I think are trying to be developed, but I think it'll be a while before things change in that regard. As far as the autonomous, I think it'll be more of an aid, like a driving aid to the operator. I don't think it's going to take truck drivers out of the seat, but it's just going to help them. Like the Bendix system is there. It's not there as a driver replacement. It's there as a driver aid. So that's my opinion on it. So what's the next question?
Thank you for translating the Celsius to Fahrenheit for us also.
And you know what? I'm probably wrong. I'm not that good. Realistically, minus 35 feels like minus 1,000 Fahrenheit. That's what it feels like.
Right. At that point, you may as well just go to Kelvin scale.
So you have to drive, but you get to pick what truck and what it will haul. What would you do, Mr. Troche?
So this is a tough one because, and I mean, I think about how all of them have their own adventure. And it's really tough for me. It kind of came down to two things. And if I got to pick one of them, I'm going to go with, I'd probably locally heavy haul excavators or whatever. I love occasionally getting to play with some of that equipment. And I know a lot of those guys will load and unload and stuff like that. It's local, so you get to know your home area a little bit better. And probably, what truck that has to be at that point. That to me, I mean, to me, it's got to be it's got to be a red W990. Because I gotta do the modern thing. I gotta have the red W990.
Yeah. You're wearing your red shirt. I see.
Right. So that's
surprised your headset's not red.
It was the only one I could find. Otherwise, I would
get out the spray paint, man. Get out the spray paint.
I mean, if you notice behind me, it's a Farmall thing. So that's the part of that too.
That's cool. I like that picture.
But to me, it would probably be like a local excavating company, heavy hauling, give me the biggest piece of equipment I can move around for you. And plus, it's that little bit of a puzzle at the end of the day, too. How the hell am I going to tie this thing to the trailer so it doesn't come off?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, what would it be for you?
Well, for me, I don't know why this is, but like I'm a W9 guy. Like it's pretty evident that's what it is. I kind of like the old school throwback, and I like shiny stuff. I would probably order a W9L with a 72 flat top, longest wheelbase that I can go with. Custom paint, of course. Big power, 565 or 605 Cummins. Might as well 605 Cummins. Just go big on everything. What I would hook on to the back would definitely be a tanker. I don't know why. I've always been kind of a tanker. I just like the shiny tanks. Going down the road, you're behind a truck going, and you got like the tank, and it's all polished, and it comes right to that point, and you can see the lines kind of going on the back of it. I think it exudes cool. I think hauling a tanker just looks cool. I don't know. That's just me. So, and as far as where I would go, like. I love going on road trips. Like we last year went on a huge 5,500 kilometer round road trip with our camper all the way from Winnipeg through the US, like down around Chicago, up through Michigan, over into Sarnia, went into Toronto and everything like that. Ottawa is where we ended up. But anyhow, so definitely long haul. I would just love seeing the countryside. I love the mountains in BC. Like that's really neat too. So I definitely want to do long haul tanker. is what I would choose. So yeah, that's my choice.
I can totally see that. I mean, just to me now, there's one question I've got with that though. You said custom paint. What color?
Oh boy, well, you know what? Probably black. I'm kind of I would do legendary black probably with I'd really have to think hard about it, and I actually have a really cool paint design that I've come up with that has I don't know if you're familiar with scallops. It's kind of like coming off the hood where they kind of have long stripes kind of going like that. I have this really cool idea. I want to build a truck like that for stock, something that we're working on. But anyways, probably legendary black with scallops and just kind of pick some good accent colors in there. I haven't really thought about it, so yeah, but I would definitely go black. All my vehicles that I own are black, so I'd probably just stick with that. Keep it black. So yeah, you're a red guy. I'm a black guy. What can I say?
And that's a great color combination. Those two, the red and black together, are my favorite colors. So that we should. If you bring that tanker through where I'm hauling the excavator, we'd have to put the trucks together for a picture.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So when is your truck coming in? When is it coming in off of the factory floor?
I'll have to ask the missus.
Sure.
Just to see what she would say on that one.
Yeah.
I think she would be fine until she saw the price tag.
Yeah. I don't know what a tanker costs, but I don't think that they're going to be cheap.
No. She would probably run to the grocery store and buy me one of the ones out of the toy aisle and be like, "Here it is."
Yeah, there you go.
So, hey, we will
Here's my
exactly.
There you go.
You guys. I mean, everyone's seen that wooden truck that I have on my desk at my other office. Yeah. Obviously, it's not here with me. I do have some tractors and trucks up on a bookshelf.
I like your Stewie in the background there.
Yes, Stewie keeps me in line to make sure that that I don't do anything wrong. We'll just put it that way.
Good for you.
So yeah, we will have to do this again.
Yeah, this is fun.
And it's fun. I think hopefully people out there liked it.
I hope so too.
I mean,
so make sure if you haven't subscribed to Josh's channel, you click that subscribe button and check it out.
And do the same thing on Andy's channel, because obviously, I mean, the thing that I think is so cool, and I think that to me, why we've got a lot of subscribers in common, is we have the same presentation, I guess I would say, in terms of we're both really cool people. No one else may agree with this, but we're both really cool people, but yet we talk about stuff differently. We look at it from different perspectives and cover it kind of differently. So it's.
What are you talking about? We talk differently. Hey? What are you talking about? A boot? Eh?
People picked up on that with the centigrade and the kilometers.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, buddy.
Sounds
nice
good.
Chatting
we'll
with you.
Yep.
Okay, take care.
Bye.
See you. Bye.